Welcome everyone back to the Frankfurt Famous channel. Today we're going to be discussing Chelsea's loss to Bayern Munich 7-1 on aggregate. I just want to go over some brief things that we noticed during that game, but I don't want to dive too deep into it because we really got to understand where we're at playing against a team that is full of experience and playing with a team on our end that are just a real youth movement. So let's dive into some things we saw during that game, some positives and some negatives moving forward. All right, everyone. First thing we should notice is the lineup. So the front three, we had Tammy Abraham leading the line with Mason Mount and Hudson-Odoi. This is a very exciting attacking trio, one that we thought we would see more often this year, but due to some injuries and inconsistencies, the trio of three have been different. Also, what we saw in the midfield with N'Golo Kante back in the lineup with Ross Barkley and Kovacic on either side of him, Emerson, Zuma, Christensen, and Reece James. So, at the beginning of the game, the biggest thing is what we need to really take into consideration was we are down a couple of goals. So we really had to come in with that mindset. Let's not get scored on as quickly as possible. Let's read the game. Let's see what Bayern Munich is trying to hand us. And then we're going to find ways to play more of a defensive style, but also try to do as much as we can to get the ball up the field, giving our trio of three an opportunity to get behind their defense. All right, you guys, so let's talk about some positive things that I noticed. So in the beginning of the half, we could see that N'Golo Kante looked really good. He was getting up and down the field as he was carrying the armband, which I thought looked exceptionally well for him and something that we should possibly see in the near future, as he is our world-class player. So there's a lot that we want to give him. At the same time, there's a lot that we want to continue receiving from him, as he does a world-class job with being the best defender, I think, in the world in his position, and also with him continuing to learn under Frank Lampard on the offensive end. We also saw Emerson getting up and down the field, as he had some really good attacking situations. He had a beautiful shot where he tried to test the goalkeeper. These are things that we didn't consistently see with Emerson throughout the year. So it was good to see that even though he hasn't had enough playing time due to some injuries and inconsistency, it was nice to see that he is finally getting up the field, taking on his players, as we know that he has this skill set. But it was just a shame to see that he doesn't utilize it to its full potential. We also saw that Chelsea were trying to stay compact some moments, but we did see some things to where it threw us off. But before we get to that, Kurt Zouma, I want to say, did a really good job in the coming moments of being in the right positions and making sure that these goals that we conceded, that we weren't just getting blown out the water. He stuck his foot out at the right moment. He put his body in the right place at the right moment. So he did definitely a lot to help us not get blown out, like I said. We also saw Hudson-Odoi come alive in the 30th minute. I don't know if he had something to prove, though there's been a lot of rumors in the past about him maybe joining Bayern Munich, but he was finally showing us the player that we always knew he could be, taking on 1-2 players and getting down the field with a beautiful shot assisted by Tammy Abraham, which was called offsides due to Tammy Abraham being in the wrong position. It also boosted our morale having that chance, but we did see our team to start to deflate during the second half. So I want to talk about some negatives that we saw during the game. As something that is being repeated over and over and over again, constantly. And it doesn't seem like at the moment we are finding the right situations to turn this around. And it's something we're going to need more time and patience with our players in order to gain more confidence and also have more understanding of where to be and communicating as a team. Emerson, it's frustrating because going forward, he's a wonderful player. But what he tends to do too often is he'll push up too high and not run back fast enough to cover his assignment. So we saw a goal scored on his side due to him being pushed up too high. That is something that we have seen time and time again taking place on our left back side. And it's just frustrating because we are a team that we shouldn't be conceding goals so easily. You look at the great teams of Chelsea's era with Frank Lampard and John Terry and Didier Drogba. Like, we were very structured. Yeah, I don't want to compare the youth to those greats, but it's a culture that we have built. So to see that disappearing, it's frightening at the same time, and it's sad, but I know with some more players coming in and giving Frank Lampard the opportunity to work one-on-one with these players, I believe that he will be able to correct this. We saw was Kovacic. I don't know if that game really stuck to him, but I was really hoping that he was going to be that bright spot. As we know, this player is able to get out of dangerous situations and he's able to control the ball and bring it up the field. But it seemed like he was playing without confidence. I mean, we saw passes that put us in dangerous positions, especially that one that caused that goal to be scored by Bayern Munich's forward due to a lousy pass that put him in the position. Those are the things that are killing us, especially coming from a player of his confidence and what we have seen from him throughout the season, that this big game didn't offer us the best part of Kovacic. We saw him really suffer during this time. Also, we didn't stay compact. They were killing us on the left-hand side with Alphonso Davies. I'm not going to lie, Reece James did a job, but it was really hard to see this player who has very, very fast speed and knows when to make the right runs. He doesn't waste his energy. And we could see that Reece James had to really stick to an assignment. I mean, this is a player who was playing in the Champions League recently. Now he's playing against these world-class players. It's not going to be easy for him, but he didn't back down from the assignment, which we love to see. And I definitely think giving him another year of playing in the Premier League, we're going to see a lot from him. I guarantee that. Also, what we notice from our defense is that there's no communication. There's no leadership. This is something that I expressed in my previous channel. We need someone who's going to come in and point our players in the right positions. Like, to see the fact that Kurt Zouma and Christensen, yeah, they're following the ball, but then no fit midfielder is letting them know, hey, their attacking player, Thiago's going towards the middle. Nobody communicated that. It was like everything was out of whack. Everyone's just playing for themselves. That is something to see coming from our players of where we are right now. And now if we're trying to challenge for the title, if we're trying to challenge for a top 4 spot, we're not going to be able to get there with this mindset. We're not going to be able to get there with our players, our midfield not fighting and not trying to protect the back line. We're going to continue to see us struggle when opponents are getting into our box because we are ball watching and not sticking with our man and they are just finding it so easy to get behind us. We miss a ball, it lands in their feet. I mean, there's 2 or 3 times that I can name that Bayern Munich should have scored, but they didn't read the play spot on. And we got lucky, but we saw them put in 4 goals, and we just deflated. Like I said, I don't want to talk too much about it, as I know we gave our youth an opportunity to really prove themselves with a lot of injuries that we are going through at the moment. This is a real test. I definitely think we are going to learn from this, especially our younger players. They're really going to understand where they're at and how much more they need to improve to be at the level of Bayern Munich. And to see that, yes, they have played together longer, so they're more comfortable with each other's and their playing style. But to play for Chelsea is a privilege. You're playing at a big club. This is a club with a lot of history. This is a club that has gone through turmoil. This is a club, 2012 Champions League versus Bayern Munich, fighting till the end and winning that beautiful Champions League trophy. You can talk to those players who won it. Frank Lampard's your coach there. That was a moment that will be with them forever. And that is something that I want our youth to really experience and understand, that you can't take your foot off the pedal. We need you guys to really, really want this. And to come back next season, understanding that it's not going to be easy. You're going to be going against competition. We're looking to bring in some top level players. But that should be an excitement to our players, knowing that, hey, we got an opportunity to make something of ourselves. We got an opportunity to see Chelsea actually blossom and get back to the levels that we were previously before. So I want to thank everyone for tuning into my channel. Continue talking about Chelsea football and what we should be seeing in the transfer market, as right now we're going to be taking the break due to being out of the Champions League. But there's going to be a lot of rumors coming in, and hopefully we're going to be bringing in a new goalkeeper. We're going to be bringing in some more defenders and another attacker that's going to be able to shore up our line so we can start the new year on a high. All right, everyone. So please don't forget to like. Also, don't forget to subscribe. And I look forward to speaking with you soon. Come on, Blues!